Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes to share with you all for a little box of horrors for the month of September.
Show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet.
If you haven't heard of what Little Box of Horrors is, it's a monthly collab between indie makers. So we have lots and lots of different collabs like Polish Pickup and Hella Handmade and all sorts of other ones. Little Box of Horrors, they specifically create polishes based off of like sci-fi, horror, mystery. So you have that big general theme, and then it goes even further to a specific theme related to that general theme of like sci-fi, horror, and mystery. This month's theme is going to be Beetlejuice. Little Box of Horrors is open from the 18th of every month up until the 30th. I believe they do wish listing. I think it's like the day before the website opens. I want to say, I'm pretty sure wish listing is available. I have to look and see. I don't know if it's open just for viewing or open for wish listing. I'm pretty sure it opens like a day or a couple days before. I need to find out and then I'll leave it in the description box below. Now the polishes that I'm going to share, these are just a small amount of what's going to be available. There's a lot more. Some of these items may be capped, meaning that there's only a certain amount that are created, and once they sell out, that's it. You can't get your hands on them. There's usually other items in there as well. I've seen hand care items. I see jewelry sometimes. I find that for Little Box of Horrors, you get to see even smaller indie brands, and I like that. I like to venture out and try different brands, try new brands, just because this indie world is ginormous, and we all know our favorite makers, the ones that have been in the game for a long time, and these smaller sorts of collabs really give you the opportunity to get to know these other smaller indie brands. So with that being said, let's get into the swatches. First up is Victorian Varnish, and this is You're Doomed, Enjoy the Singing. This one is described as an intense aurora shimmer in bronze, gold, red, green with gold reflective and UCC flakies that range from different purples and different greens, different shades of greens. Now this would be glorious as a topper, but I didn't show it that way. I showed it to you guys built up on its own. I went in for a third coat just because I wanted to intensify the base even more. Honestly, I think 2 to 3 is going to be fine for everybody, or just, 2 on its own. This is so beautiful. I love heavy component polishes. I love kitchen sink polishes, and I love when you can add all of these components and everything still looks very seamless like this polish does. This is very fall vibes, very like fall-esque. I love the antique, like bronzy, rusty sort of look with those reflective glitters in here. Oh my goodness. If you're not the biggest fan of reflective glitter, I think you would really enjoy this because the reflective glitter isn't like all in your face. It's just enough to give it a nice sparkle without being too heavy. And then you have your beautiful color shifting UCC flakies, so the purples and the greens, because it's not just one shade of purple or one shade of green, it's giving a very multi-dimensional look. Really enjoyed this polish. This is going to be beautiful for the fall. Pictured are 3 coats of You're Doomed, Enjoy the Singing with a glossy top coat. And just so you guys know, reflective glitter can cause some texture. So with this one specifically, you're probably going to want to go in with the glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat, or at least a very thick glossy top coat. I know I've said this all of the time, but when I do my swatches, because I am polishing and removing very quickly, I will just use a nice thick glossy top coat so it doesn't give time for it to really settle into the crevices of the components. But for you guys, just so you know, thick top coat or a glitter smoother and then your top coat. The second Victorian Varnish polish is Must Be Spoken Unbroken. Now this one's capped at 100, and the previous polish from Victorian Varnish is also capped at 100. This one's described as a royal purple base with intense purple to pink aurora shimmer and large particle shimmer in aqua, blue, green with a touch of scattered hollow. Now I went in for 3 coats on this one. I just felt like I really needed to intensify that base even more. On the second coat, it was still on the sheerer end. I could have got away with it, but I felt like it was missing something. And the third coat just brought everything all together. So we are seeing that scattered holographic. I know it's described as a touch of scattered hollow, but I see it running all throughout the nails. You guys see that beautiful, beautiful twinkle. The large particle shimmer in aqua, blue, and green. I'm getting a lot of aqua and blue, and we're getting nice depths from the purple base. You can see how it casts like shadows along the perimeters of the nail. I feel like this is another beautiful polish for fall / Halloween. Not like your typical bright purple that you usually see, right, towards like October. A more like subtle, wearable purple if you can't wear super bright colors to work. But really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 3 coats of Must Be Spoken Unbroken with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Peculiar Polish, and this is Go Ahead Make My Millennium, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 100. If I don't mention caps or prices or anything, I'll make sure to leave it down below. Welcome to the channel, Peculiar Polish. This one is described as a black crelly base with silver and purple reflective glitter and large particle green magnetic. Now on that first coat, really impressed with the formulation. We get a nice dark base, and I was worried that the magnetic strip wasn't going to be as strong, especially when I was magnetizing the bottle, but that is not what we're seeing on the nail. We are seeing that nice green strip, and then we get this beautiful black base. That silver and purple reflective glitter are just running throughout the nail. It literally looks like a night twinkling sky, and then like that green magnetic strip just gives you like spooky vibes, right? Like a Halloween night. I know I'm talking about Halloween a lot. I love Halloween. I love these coming months, so anything that I can relate to it, then I'm going to. But the formula was really good for magnetic polish. I was very impressed. Now this has a lot of reflective glitter in it, so just be mindful when you're polishing. You may want to do 2 coats. I mean, not 2 coats. You may want to do 3 thin coats as opposed to 2 thicker coats, unless you like thick coats like I do. But just keep in mind that a lot of reflective glitter can tend to make polishes more on the thicker end. So you want to just be careful and make sure you're getting a smooth application each time. But pictured are 2 coats of Peculiar Polish. Go Ahead Make My Millennium with a glossy top coat. Here we have Jen&Berries, and this one is I Myself Am Strange and Unusual. This one is capped at 400 bottles and it's priced at $13. It's described as a deep indigo base with fine blue-purple shifty shimmer and scattered sparks of pink, purple, larger particles of shimmer. On the first coat, we went on a little bit sheer, but on the second coat, we are building up that beautiful deep indigo base with dancing shimmer. I love it. It is so sparkly. The third coat, we reach full opacity, so I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. This is more of a crellier sort of formula, but look at that shimmer, guys. That larger particle shimmer is stunning. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of the pink and the purple. It sort of blends in a little bit with that base, but we are getting the reflection of that shimmer, so we're seeing a lot of the sparkle. And honestly, at like extreme angles, I am seeing a little bit of pink. I do see that pink for sure, but really enjoyed this one. This is going to be a beautiful color for January. I always say January because blues in January is that's just my thing. But a beautiful polish any time of the year, honestly, because it's such a bright, bold polish, but especially for winter time, I can see this one too. Pictured are 3 coats of Jen&Berries. I Myself Am Strange and Unusual with a glossy top coat. We are moving on to BCB Lacquers, and this is I'm the Ghost with the Most Babe, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 150 bottles. This one's described as a black tinted jelly with green, pink, blue glass flakes, green, blue glass flakes, and purple and black metallic flakes. So this is a flaky bomb to its core. Now with flaky bombs, you can go in with 2 coats if you want to. I usually like to do 3 coats just to try to get the most opacity. You can certainly wear this as a topper polish, so a darker or lighter base, and then using it as a topper. I think it's pretty scattered enough that you would be able to do that. I personally love flaky bombs just built up on their own. This one is beautiful. It gives you that nice mirror reflective sort of look, like a very shiny metallic-y like look, of course, because we are working with metallic flakies. But I'm looking at purple shifts at extreme angles. We can see that aqua, the blue, I see yellow, I see just a little bit of pink too. Those flakies are giving me some pink. Really enjoyed this one, and it built up beautifully in 3 coats. For any heavy, flaky, dense polish, I'm always going to recommend a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat, just so you can get the most plump, juicy effect. Pictured are 3 coats of BCB Lacquers. I'm the ghost with the most, babe, with a glossy top coat. And the last polish is another BCB Lacquers. This is I Myself Am Strange and Unusual, so another same name. This one's priced at $13.50 and capped at 150 bottles. This is glow in the dark, so I'll show you that a little bit later. But it's described as a cornflower crelly with green, blue, pink glass flakes, green, gold, orange, and multi-chrome flakes, black flakes, and purple glow in the dark pigment. I loved this cornflower blue. I loved that like blurple sort of color. I ended up going in for 3 coats with this one just because I felt like it needed that extra layer for the base just to really build up the color. These flakies are large and in charge. I'm loving it. I'm loving the contrast that I'm getting here with the like green shifty flakies. I see orange and yellow. Of course, we have the black flakes in there, which I am a big fan of. I feel like this is such a versatile color to wear like now for the fall / like Halloween season, and then definitely taking it into winter. Honestly, I think this would also be beautiful for summertime too, just because we are working with that sort of like mid-tone blurple base, and then all of these beautiful glowy shifty flakies that scream every single season under the sun. Pictured are 3 coats of BCB Lacquers I Myself Am Strange and Unusual, and here it is, glowing in the dark. So, not the last polish, I have a few more. This one is Owl Lacquer, and this is Beetlejuice, priced at $13, and there is no cap. This one is described as a clear base filled with black reflective glitter pigment, purple metallic flakes, and multi-chrome flakes that shift lime green, green, blue, and indigo. Now, I did go in for a 3rd coat. You guys are not going to see that on camera. It was a very thin layover for that 3rd coat, just so I can really get my base to be more opaque. So I'm going to recommend 3 thin coats for everybody. But this is so beautiful. I love how metallic flakies give off that mirror look because it makes it look sparkly as well. Mind you, I know this one has reflective glitter in it, so of course it's going to be sparkly anyways, but if you've seen other polishes that just have metallic flakies, they give off that sparkle vibe just because of how reflective they are in like a mirror reflective state. I really enjoyed the base color for this, even though it's a clear base. All of these components mixing in the purple metallic flakies, the multi-chrome flakies, they're giving it this like deep purple / blue jean sort of base, and I'm loving it. I love when makers take clear bases and fill it up with all these different components, and they create such amazing polishes. I don't know how they do it, but really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 3 coats of Beetlejuice with a glossy top coat. Next up we have cracked polish, and this one is called Fight, priced at $13, and there's a cap of 50 bottles. Now this is a charity polish, so it is raising awareness for pediatric cancer. There's a specific host and donation amount and all of that, which I will leave down below for you guys. I am 100% regretting not calling this one of my favorites at the end of the video. It is definitely a favorite of mine, and I think this one's going to sell out, and for good reason. This one built up beautifully in just 2 coats. I thought I was going to need a 3rd coat because that 1st coat went on a little bit sheer, but the 2nd coat just brought everything to life. I don't have my normal bottle shots to show you guys. I don't know what happened to that footage, but I do have these daylight shots. This was an overcast day, so you're getting a lot of that beautiful pigment. Oh my god, I didn't even read the description to you guys. This one is a black teal packed with green shimmers. Such a simple explanation for a beautiful polish. The shifts in here are like a nice darkened blue black, and then the green shimmers. Oh my goodness, this is going to be beautiful for the fall season, for the month of October. You're really going to enjoy this on your nails, and it'll be for a good reason, of course. Pictured are 2 coats of cracked polish, Fight, with a glossy top coat. Okay, now we have the last polish. This one is Zombie Claw, and this is Habitat for Demons. This one's priced at $13.50 and capped at $75. This one is described as a blue base with purple, blue, pink micro flakies, hollow flakies with electric blue shimmer that glows in the dark blue. I don't have glow-in-the-dark pictures for you guys, but I have this beautiful footage of these swatches. I ended up going in for 2 coats, and I thought that was just plenty. This is so different than what I've been seeing from Zombie Claw recently, and I'm loving it. We've been seeing a lot of, darker, more like flaky, dense sort of polishes, like lighter, airy ones, and this one is just like right in between. It has this beautiful blue base that's almost like leaning like lavender, and then all of the flakies in here, like the pink sprinkling throughout. I am loving it. And then the Zombie Claw electric blue shimmer, like that is their statement. Do you hear my kids upstairs? They're a hot mess. But that electric blue shimmer in Zombie Claw, like that is like the staple for Zombie Claw, and they do it so well. The glossy top coat finishing this off just brought this polish to life. I usually don't like these sorts of colors, especially when they tend to lean on the baby blue range, but I'm loving this one. The formula, so good for a lighter polish. If you want something a little more light and airy for the fall months, with some sparkle, I think you're really going to enjoy this. And the formula too, like you guys saw it, it was amazing. Pictured are 2 coats of Zombie Claw Habitat for Demons with a glossy top coat. All right, everybody, I have a couple standouts. When I mean a couple, I mean like 4, and I didn't even swatch that much, but I do. The first one being from Victorian Varnish, and this is You're Doomed, Enjoy the Singing. I really enjoyed this. I love the sort of antique vibes that we're getting. I love the finish. 2 to 3 coats. I know I did that 3rd coat. Let me just fix this camera. 2 to 3 coats. I know I did a 3rd coat. I could have probably left it at 2, but I really enjoyed this. I feel like this is going to be beautiful for the fall, and of course I love the sparkliness. Peculiar Polish. Now this is a smaller brand. I've heard of them before. I thought they were a much bigger brand than I realized, but they are a smaller brand. I really enjoyed this one. I loved how we got this like starry night look with that green magnetic effect through. I'm usually not really into magnetic polishes, but I really enjoyed this one. It has a reflective glitter, because you guys know I love reflective glitter. I kind of want to see how this looks like if you did the velvet effect. I haven't tried that yet, but I almost wonder, like, you'll probably get a more diffuse green pigment if you did it like that. The BCB Lacquers, this is I Myself Am Strange and Unusual. Now this one goes in the dark. I don't really care too much for glow in the dark polishes. It's not going to sell me on a polish, but I enjoyed the formula for this polish and how it looked on my nails, how the flakies were so dense and packed in, and it just gave this like beautiful uniform look. Sometimes with flaky polishes, not that they look messy, but they just look more scattered. I don't know, am I making sense? Like more tightly, like the flakies were just more tightly in together. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but I really enjoyed this. I love the color. This is a beautiful polish for this coming season. And then the last one is from Owl Lacquer. This is Beetlejuice. More beautiful reflective polish. You guys know I love my reflective glitter. I love this deep blue shade, this violet shade with all of these beautiful shifty flakies. I love to wear blues in the fall time, not in the fall time, in the winter time, especially in January. So I'm thinking, I just put together my fall rack, but I'm already thinking of what can go on my winter rack. This is actually one of the polishes I have on my fall rack. It is from OPI. It is called It's Top Secret. But anyways, really enjoyed this one, and I can see myself wearing it in the winter. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know what you plan on picking up from Little Box of Horrors. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.